What's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy Pool Count Boxing coming at you with this boxing that went on tonight with Castano versus Collazo. Um, Luis Collazo. Man, man. Okay, it's kind of ugly, man. For Devin Alexander, that was the first fight. Um, Devin Alexander, man, it was just not a night for a good night for old men. It was not a good night for old men. You know, Devin Alexander, he was good during his time, but but you know, tonight he just didn't have it. He didn't have the kick. Um, he just didn't have the spring. He looked old, especially facing um, what was that guy name? Jesus Christ. Yeah. What was that guy name? I can't even remember his name. Sarah, Santa Maria. That was his last name, Santa Maria. And you know, the guy was just young. His reflexes was too good. Um, Devin Alexander, he just kind of, posed in front of the guy, and he didn't look good, man. He just followed him around the ring, flexing. When he did pull the trigger, he was just off. His timing was off, and um, it just wasn't. It wasn't a good look, man. He didn't look like his old self. Not that I never really liked his style because he never had power, and he was more of a pure boxer with with like no power and stuff like that. But he was a good boxer. You could tell, anybody like Sean Porter destroyed Devin Alexander, and he just was never like a purely dominant type boxer. He was the kind of dude that is gonna outbox you and beat you to the punch. Real slick boxer, but in this fight, he just couldn't. You could tell it was his age. His ring rust, being out the ring you know, for just a long period of time. It's like ask yourself a question. When the last time you seen Devin Alexander the Great, fight, in a tournament, any kind of fight. So if this guy, you could tell, he wasn't some top elite level. Luke Santa Santa Maria. He wasn't like a top seed or anything like that. So uh, it was just kind of ugly, man. I didn't like the first fight. It was barely any action. Basically, a young man just hanging out of distance, and just came on at the end. Santa Maria came on at the end and just touched Devin Alexander up a little bit at the end, but neither one of them have any serious power. It was just kind of like touch me as you can if you can, and when his Devin Alexander corner asked him to pick up the pace, he really couldn't do it. You know what I mean? He just didn't have that kick in him. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's lucky to be going 10 rounds. He didn't really take any real damage from Luke Santa Maria. He just kind of outboxed him and out touched him really. Um, Second fight was Mike Fox and Mike Fox and Gabriel Maestri, and that fight, it was a little bit better, but the older Maestri just, he couldn't deal with the youthful, the young guy. The guy was just gliding around the ring. Um, Mike Fox had them wheels on him, going side to side, and really just frustrating Gabriel Mastery, man. He was, at first he looked like he was going to be a slugger. He came in there with the hands up, really stalking Mike Fox, but in the end, he was just too old, man. He was, he couldn't connect. You know, Mike was just gliding on the outside, just outside his reach. Um, Mike Fox was just, hitting them with those jabs, making them pay for, overcommitting on his trying to get in. Mike Fox, he's 6'3" with an 81-inch reach, so you can expect that. You can expect that. I mean, 6'3" with an 81-inch reach. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Gabriel Mastery had to work his way in. Each time he got hit with a jab of some sort, and Michael would just dart out either side, and just turn him. And it was just too fast, too long, and it was just it was a very one-sided fight. You just had a shorter, older man, trying to reach a young, up and coming welterweight, and Mike Fox, he just outclassed him, with the long reach, um, with the jabs. He even dropped him in the second round. Dropped Gabriel Mastery in the second round, but it just got worse from there. Mike Fox just put his combinations together as Gabriel Mastery got tired. Um, he got tired at the end. He was frustrated. He couldn't really put no serious combinations together. And Mike Fox was just gliding around, just tapping him up, and till he just wore him down. And um, Mike Fox won that, unanimous, in my opinion. It was a unanimous decision. Then the main event was Eimantas Stanionis versus Luis Collazo, and I thought that was going to be better, and it was more anticipation in the fight because Collazo, he's a tough customer, he's a veteran, and we know him from the wars with Keith Thurman and all the battles he's had over the years with some of the top welterweights, and he's kind of a gatekeeper now. He's talking about retiring and things like that. But he came to fight though. I believe. I don't think he was ready for those bombs that Stastanis was throwing. He was catching them. He was clearly beating Collazo, but Collazo was in there. He was game, and he was punching back, and he was giving sometimes as good as he got, but the cleaner, harder, more damage was being done by the Stannis shots. He had to, you could see Collazo face starting to swell around the second, third round, and in the fourth they clashed heads, which ended the bout and made it a no contest, which is a veteran move by Luis Castanos. Because I believe if he would have went ahead in the fight, I believe that Stanis would have knocked him out, and he started getting bust up pretty fast, and that clash of heads saved him, kind of like Vahir and Boots Ennis, the head clash saved him from taking another L. And well, if this is any clear indication that Collazo should probably retire, but he was in the fight. He was, he got the worst of it, but he was banging, through the first, and well, first he kind of got pounded, and he just threw these little tippy tap shots. Then he found the uppercut around the second, and he stopped banging back. And Stannis, he even had him retreating, in the second and the third, he had him retreating some, but Stannis stopped finding his groove and really laying on the leather, and that's in the fourth round. They banged heads, and that was kind of it. So, you know, it was, it just ended with a whimper. The undercards kind of sucked, and you know, at least it was a weekend of boxing. So if you have time, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And this is Full Count Boxing. I just wanted to do a little post-fight reaction to this fight, and that's pretty much how it was, man. It wasn't overly exciting. I thought that Devin Alexander, he wasn't a good add to the card. I thought that it just wasn't a good night for the old cats. The young, boxing is a young guy sport, and these guys just didn't have it. So, you know, but that's all I got. This has been Full Count Boxing. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys in the next one.